so sick of you niggas, you're contradicting. I be so bold myself, say no come and fuck me. I feel so ordinary,
But at this point in my life, I felt the sexiest. I'm like, this is mine. I did this. Like, I was so proud. I'm just so grateful for that season of my life. I drove 16 plus hours to Dallas. Oof. That I was able to do all that on my own was crazy. New for me, very scary, but I was ready. I found myself creating phobias. I had mentioned this on my Instagram, but like, all right, y'all. So we back. So I figured I'd come on here and kiki with you guys about my experience moving to a new state. Like I said, it was my first time really driving that far. Other than that, I would drive like an hour or so to work. You want to be a part of this so bad, but you got to say hi to them. Yeah, to drive this far out was definitely, I was in a season in my life where nothing can stop me. I like to call it like my prime time in every way, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally. I was finally coming to a space where I felt good. Just to give you a little bit background, and maybe I'll do like another story time for this, but I was in a 10-year relationship. Yeah, there was a breakup, and I had also lost someone who was like a father to me literally around the same time. And it was let me tell you, an extremely intense chapter of my life. It was so tough that I found myself creating phobias. I had mentioned this on my Instagram, but like I had created phobias. Eating. I had an eating issue. I don't want to get too deep into that. But maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll create a video. Right now's not the time. Okay. But yeah, my body was creating phobias. I was extremely stressed out. I was at my all-time lowest, let me tell you, like rock bottom. If rock bottom had a rock bottom, you feel me? It was tough. And then I had, few months down the line, I had finally come to a space where I was really taking care of myself. I was going to the gym 3, 4, 5 times out the week sometimes. I was thriving, let me tell you. Especially, I was thriving in my femininity 100%. I don't know, I always felt like growing up I had to choose being feminine or being masculine. And I was always getting shit from people that I honestly shouldn't have even bothered to listen to or even let it bother me, period. If you didn't know me back then, I was definitely a mass presenting girl. Okay, stud, right? For a lot of years, most of my life, for real. I want to say like when I hit my 20s, that's when I really started stepping into, I was like, you know what, F it, maybe I'll just dress feminine. But then I I don't know, and then I was just like, you know what, F it, I am in a space where I want to indulge in both, be both, whatever that is, however I feel, whenever, however, whoever, like, you're not going to tell me anything about it either. And this is what makes me feel good. This is how I'm going to show up in the world, and I feel good about that. At this point in my life, I felt the sexiest, let me tell you. I felt extremely beautiful. I was tapping into wearing makeup more. I was showing more skin. Let me tell you, I felt good in my skin. You could tell me nothing, acne scars and all. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing about my confidence. I'm just so grateful for that season of my life where I just felt good. I felt so unstoppable. And I'm like, all right, things, I can't stay in Tampa because, everything that I had imagined in that space with this person or whatever the case was is no longer. So I need a fresh start. I need to start over, and it's going to be scary. I knew for a fact that I was going to have to face new challenges, obstacles, and things that were really just going to challenge me as a person by myself this time. And I just knew with the strength of my spirits and just my spiritual core, like I just knew that I was going to be good in this journey. So I'm like, you know what, F it. Originally I was thinking Houston, to go to Houston. I took a trip to Houston to see if I liked it. It was not the way for me. I don't know, something, just the vibe, I just wasn't messing with it. Came to Dallas probably a couple weeks after that, and literally from the moment, I can't even express this moment every time I think about it or try to explain it to people, but like the moment my feet was on Dallas grounds, like that moment after like getting off the plane, something in my spirit like lit up. My intuition was saying, this is about to be lit. This is about to be it right here. Okay. I felt good. Like people were, for whatever reason, literally as soon as I got off the plane, people were coming up to me like, oh my God, you're so pretty. Oh my God, this, how you doing? Like everyone was so nice here. And I just felt so good to be here. My spirit felt great to be here. Whew. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it because everything's gonna come in full circle in a bit. But another backstory. My nephew was born in Dallas. And that was like really the last time that my family had come to Dallas. Like my entire family was here together. And we went to the specific area in the Bishop Arc District. And I don't know. Okay, so fast forward. Came to Dallas. It was amazing. It was just the best experience. I just felt so good. I would hop in a car by myself and go look at apartments and drive around town looking at all the areas. And at some point in the trip, we went to that same area in the Bishop Art District. And I don't know, it was the same area that me and my family were in, and I had no idea because I'm like, Dallas, Texas is huge, so like there's no way, like I don't know that there's no way I'm just gonna end up in the same exact place literally 6 years later. So guys, I end up in the same place 6 years later, and for me that was extremely like, that was like the light that went off for me, that this is about to be the place where I grow by myself in my solitude, and I'm gonna be the best version of myself. I'm gonna make this place home. And when I realized that, I was just like, what? I called my mom, just like, oh my God, like this just feels like this is it. I don't know, I just felt like my spirits literally guided me here, and they said this is the place where you're gonna find happiness, you're gonna find love, you're gonna find peace, you're gonna learn, and you're gonna grow. And it's been that, let me tell you, it has been that. Fast forward probably a month, this was probably like a month or so before I had to move. So packing my car, I have a little Fiat, like the little SUV style Fiat. It's not like the like the smaller Fiats. That would be crazy. Fiat. And I packed my car to the T. Let me tell you, everything that I could, I stuffed it in there. Plus my 2 dogs. I have a Doberman, an 85-pound Doberman, and an 8-pound Russian Toy Terrier. Let me tell you, that moment was just so bittersweet for me because I was leaving this apartment, which I was so ready to leave. Like, I was so ready to leave this part of my life, like, behind. Ooh, getting emotional. Ooh, okay. I'm kind of laughing because I had my girlfriend literally just posted something on her story that said stop recording or stop taking pictures or stop recording yourself crying or something like that. And that is me, y'all. Like, I just can't help it. But that moment was so bittersweet because I knew what was up ahead. I knew what God had in store for me. I knew that I was going to be blessed beyond this, and I was really going to show up for myself. Like, I just knew it. But there was also this sense of sadness because the space that I was in held so much like grief and pain, and it was tough. Let me tell you, it was tough. I had to grow to get through this, to grow through it. And I am blessed. Let me get my life together here. But yeah, I packed my car and I remember driving. It was sunny. I was absolutely exhausted because I had been packing the night before, and I was so exhausted physically, but I was so happy. I ended up getting an Airbnb at Pensacola, so which was about 5 hours and some change. Went to Pensacola. Actually, I'm lying. I think it was like 7 hours. And from Pensacola, I stayed there with my boys. And then the next day, I drove 10 hours straight to Dallas. Let me tell you, the ride was beautiful. Like, there were some parts that were a little sketched out. If you know, like driving from Florida down to like past Louisiana, Alabama, all them places, get a little sketchy. You feel me? If you know, you know. And the next morning, I was going to the leasing office to my apartment complex to sign my lease. That I was able to do all that on my own was crazy. And then like the moving in part, you think it ends like when you get to Dallas, but no. Especially when you are doing this all by yourself, expect to move that ass by yourself, unless you hire someone. But yeah, I moved in, and I remember she opened the door to the apartment, and I was just like blown away. I was just so happy. I was dumb happy, let me tell you. Like, I'm like, this is mine. I did this. Like, I was so proud. I was so happy. I called my mom. I was just dumb excited. Empty apartment, but we made it work. We were happy. It was a extremely life-changing experience. And I always, when people are like, I'm ready to leave New York, I'm ready to leave here, so whatever, go for it. Do it. Like, you know, listen to your spirit, listen to your intuition, because it's telling you that you might need something else. Sometimes I feel like places do limit us from us being us and being the best us that we can be, trusting in your gut. And yeah, if you're trying to move. I think something that I learned in this whole experience is like, don't be afraid to start over. I used to see it as scary, and to me it's just not scary anymore. Like, you start over as many times as you need to start over. It's okay. Trust me, that's okay. It's better than just being stagnant in that grief, in that pain, or in that energy that you're in that you can't seem to shake off sometimes. And it might not be like, oh, you got to move to a whole new state, but there has to be some sort of shift, something that makes you feel good, and that you know will benefit you in the long run. And through these experiences, I had a lot of blessings come into my life. And that's one, meeting my partner, Diamond. I did not expect to meet her. But we crossed paths because we were literally on the same path. And we're just like, you know what? Hey, you wanna just skip along this path together? and we sure did. So like, allow yourself to love. But definitely give yourself time, right? Give yourself time to do all the things, to heal, to feel, experience, whatever it is. But also don't stop yourself, or don't feel like you're not capable of or deserving of certain things because it wasn't in alignment at that time. We need that. And it's up to us. We gonna listen, or we gonna act like we haven't cleaned our ears in some time. But yeah, I hope this wasn't too lengthy. I hope I wasn't chatting. I hope y'all felt something. And like I said in my last video, don't you be going out there messing up somebody else's day, okay? We don't do that in these streets. So I'm gonna just keep it pushing. But yeah, don't be messing up nobody else's day. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure to subscribe, like the video, comment, interact if you really like the content. That's gonna definitely help me out here in my journey. I love you guys, and see you in the next video.